Am I audible, Akash?
Yes. So great evening once again, and today is second day of our business summit, business leadership and team building. जो थीम है हम कल से कंटिन्यू करते आ रहे हैं और ऑन सेकंड डे बाय गॉड्स ग्रेस और एक और खुशखबर है आप सभी के लिए कि एक ऐसे लीडर हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं जिनका एक्सपीरियंस हमारे लिए काफी इम्पोर्टेंट साबित हो सकता है, इंस्पिरेशनल उनकी जर्नी है, उनसे हम काफी कुछ चीजें सीख सकते हैं। तो मैं मिस कर गया था, पर एक्चुअली काफी अच्छा हुआ कि उनको हम आज सेकंड डे पे भी तो इनवाइट कर पाए हैं और उनसे हम कुछ काफी चीजें सीखेंगे। और आप सभी का फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो सबका स्वागत करता हूँ। और मैं सिर्फ आकाश भाबड़, फाउंडर सीईओ ऑफ एबीसीडी इंटरनेशनल। और जो ये सेशन हम कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं, तो पहले बेसिक समिट के बारे में इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूँ, फिर आगे की ओर हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। तो ये जो समिट्स होते हैं, जनरली हम लोगों ने ऐसा प्लान किया है और अपने जो समिट हेड है ममता अवस्थी मैम, उनका गाइडेंस मिलता है, उनके मेंटरिंग के अंडर ये सब समिट होने वाले हैं इस साल पूरे। तो लास्ट मंथ में एक समिट हुआ था, हर महीने हम अलग अलग समिट्स करते रहेंगे। यहाँ पे अलग अलग एक्सपर्टी के लोग आएंगे जो गाइड करेंगे हम सबको, और हम उनसे काफी कुछ चीजें सीख के हम अपने लाइफ में, बिजनेस में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। तो ये समिट के पीछे एक इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी ये है कि हम हर महीने जो समिट करने वाले हैं उसमें हर महीने, मतलब हर समिट में कुछ अलग इंटरेस्टिंग थीम होगा और उस थीम के अकॉर्डिंग हम सब लोग डिस्कस करते जाएंगे, ताकि सभी थीम्स के ऊपर, सभी चीजों के ऊपर हम ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट लेके आए। तो काफी बड़े ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है, काफी अच्छे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है, और उसी के साथ हम सब आगे बढ़ेंगे। तो मैं पहले तो अपने समिट हेड मैम जो है उनको इनवाइट करना चाहूंगा। सो वी हैव ममता अवस्थी मैम हियर, सो वेलकम मैम, एंड ओवर टू यू।
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू आकाश। मैं सबसे पहले आकाश जी के बारे में सबको बताना चाहूंगी। वैसे हम सभी के कोई ना कोई टर्म्स बहुत अच्छे वाले आकाश जी के साथ हैं, लेकिन फिर भी लेट अस नो हिम फॉर्मली। मिस्टर आकाश भाबर लीड्स बाय एग्जाम्पल। मैंने इनसे ज्यादा पैशनेट कोई यंगस्टर आज के जमाने में नहीं देखा है, एंड आई रियली अप्रिशिएट हिज पैशन फॉर सक्सेस। He is young, dynamic, and he is 5 world records holder, author of 4 books, trainer, coach, mentor, explorer, CEO of ABCD International Family and Bhavan International Publication. He is multi-talented and certified life NLP and business coach. He has written various books, and all his books are available on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. His first book is 20 Essential Habits for Success. The title itself is very catchy. Second one is 5 Essential Qualities for Success. Third one is Nothing Too Extraordinary. Fourth is 7 Days Book Writing Blueprint, and this is hashtag bestseller on Amazon. Mr. Bhabar has expertise in creating and making world record and making others also be a part of world record. We are proud to be a part of his team and wish him merits and success always in future. This was about Mr. Akash Bhabar. I again take the stage to introduce about ABCD International. This is one of the best training consultancies connecting with trainers and educators from 25 countries. It provides variety of training programs like Train the Trainer, life coach certification, corporate training, business coaching, and many more. We are proud to inform that ABCD International Family has already conducted 10 plus virtual international summits, 100 plus free webinars on variety of topics, and 10 batches of their signature program known as Train the Trainer. The latest venture of this team will be ABCD International Talks, on where various successful people will be sharing their journey, experiences, skills, strategies, knowledge, ideas, etc., and will inspire the world. This journey of sharing and learning and exploring is continuing successfully under the mentorship of Mr. Akash Bhabar. Let us also know about Bhabar International Publication. This is one of the fastest growing publication company in India. In just 22 days, it had become the world record holder organization. It always focuses on creating success stories of various authors and help people to write and publish and brand their own books. It publishes ebooks, paperback, hardcover, audiobooks, video books, etc. USP of Bhabar International Publication is the that they publish all the books in either world record events or in grand offline events. They create magic with logic and make the authors and their books be a part of some or the other world record. It has till date published 50 plus books in just 8 months and contributed in 150 plus author success stories. It also provides workshops and training, and it trains people from grade 5 plus to PhD and hence fourth also on different levels on effective writing of books. It is working in 11 plus countries and has 100 plus brand ambassadors in various countries and states. This beautiful journey of ABCD of Bhavar International Publication is also continuing under Mr. Akash Bhavar. With these introductions, I pay my wishes to all the speakers today. Very good evening to all of you. And let us all get enlightened with our respected, eminent, experienced speakers. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for introducing ABCD International and Bhabar Publication. ये जो आपका एक्चुअली मैंने खुद ही इतना तारीफ मेरी पहले आपके मुंह से ही सुनी है.
आप डिजर्व करते हैं. आप डिजर्व करते हैं.
यस यस, थैंक यू. और आज हम सुनने वाले हैं फिर से एक बार ममता मैम, थैंक यू, क्योंकि आपका जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है समिट के लिए बहुत बढ़िया था. कि कल का भी दिन आप सभी लोगों ने, बाकी लोगों ने देखा होगा कि कैसे स्मूथली फ्लो हुआ है, और आज भी है, और रेगुलरली हम करते रहेंगे. इट्स सर्विस. और आज हमारे साथ एक और ऐसी पर्सनालिटी जुड़ी है जिनको हम सुनने के लिए काफी एक्साइटेड है. तो पहले हम एक गेस्ट को इनवाइट करते हैं अपने, और फिर हम आगे अपने जो गेस्ट स्पीकर्स है उनके साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे. सो आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम आवर रिस्पेक्टेड गेस्ट डॉक्टर राजपूत सर. और राजपूत सर के बारे में मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि उन्होंने वो 25 कंट्रीज को हैंडल करते थे. रिसेंटली सीनियर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कैडिला फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी के वो थे, और अभी उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन काफी ज्यादा है. मैं उनके बारे में ज्यादा बोलने से अच्छा मैं उनको ही बताना चाहूंगा कि सर प्लीज आप इंट्रोड्यूस कीजिए. और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात ये है कि उनसे मैं हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ सीखता हूँ, उनसे मैं काफी इन्फ्लुएंस हुआ हूँ, इंस्पायर होता हूँ. जब भी उनका कॉल आता है ना, तो वो कभी कभी मुझे आकाश बाबू करके बुलाते, तो मैं वो चीज सीख गया. मैं मेरे दोस्त को भी हितेश बाबू बुलाता हूँ कभी कभी, तो वो एक अच्छा बॉन्डिंग बनता है उससे. तो बहुत अच्छा है, और बहुत कुछ चीजें हैं सीखने के लिए, उनसे रेगुलरली सीखने को मिलता है. सो लेट्स वेलकम आवर गेस्ट. यस सर, ओवर टू यू.
Thank you so much. And as per you, Akash Babu, right? Okay. A very great evening to all the wonderful, eminent people who have joined here. And Mamta madam, my salutations to you, because you always add a lot of strength, right? Because I have understood about the things, and Akash always keep on talking, praising, and always he really feels that whatever the nurturing has been done, the maximum share goes to you. So my salutations to you as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So coming back to me, let me just tell you, I had traveled 40 years with the corporate, and I started my journey while doing simply BSc and leaving the engineering college, and started as a medical rep. But over a period of time, I did my education, which was very important. I completed my MBA. I completed my specialized course from IIM Ahmedabad. I also did my 27 certification courses from all international universities across the globe. I also completed my PhD last year. So apart from getting my 12 honorary doctorate, I have today become the advisory board member of 21 universities in India and 3 educational institutes in the world. So this is a simple journey which goes on. So in the month of November, I took this decision and I was talking to my respected CMD that I want to give back to the society because I don't want to get the feeling of the retirement and all, right? So, and because basically the thing was that I should, whatever I have learned, you can say in the hard way, understanding the people on the leadership role, I should be giving back to the youngster because today youngsters are the glittering stars for our wonderful nation. What our respected Prime Minister, he says also about it, that India is going to lead by 2030 and we all are contributing, we have to contribute to build the youngsters across the nation. That was the basic motto. So I said, let me become one of the small person to add the things, which is very, very important because it's like everybody start adding it, the things can make a lot of difference about it. So coming back to the leadership role, because from last 22 years, I was in head office from the DGM level to the senior vice president level, taking care of all India for multiple divisions and the 25 countries of the world itself. So it was a journey. So whenever you start dealing with the people, not dealing, when you start building with the people. Today, this situation is, today we are talking about business relationship, business leadership, and the team building. That is the one thing which I have learned because I know that a lot of the hurdles are going to come. And it is a part and parcel of the life. It depends upon you that how one leader should understand the hurdle. When I joined this corporate world, it was an era of bossism, right? I'm talking about 1982. Then the era got changed. Every 10 years, the era is getting changed. And the era from the bossism, it has gone to the manager because people will talk, you have to be a good manager. So when I entered in the managerial role in 87, so I have been taught by my seniors that yes, you should become a good manager because you have to manage the situation, which is more important. Then again, after 10 years of time, when I came to the corporate world at head office, when I talk about the corporate journey, we're dealing with the seniors, dealing with the peer group and all, then that managership has changed toward the leadership role, right? So that leadership role is becoming more important. And then after that, the leadership is how to ensure the era was that you have to lead by examples, right? And then only people is going to follow you. Then again, in 10 years of the time, that leadership has been changed and become a servant leadership. So you should not be only leading it, you should ensure that how your people should be leading it. And then from last 10 years, you can say that the servant leadership has changed towards the mentorship. Because if you start mentoring the things, you can make a real difference. I always used to say, when I used to sit in the boardroom along with my team, that whenever we discuss about it, we have the different opinions. We have the different opinions, but the goal is one. So the people will have different way of expressing themselves, but your expression should be toward the one side, which is understanding that what the things are, right? And we should be achieving the motto, the vision, and the by which we are in the corporate industry. And wherever, whichever the industry, either it is in the education industry or the corporate world, or we are in the business community, wherever it is. And the person outside, if he or she comes in your boardroom, nobody can identify who is the leader. The person should feel that, oh my God, everybody is leading. That is the way one should develop the leadership role, which I have seen and I have developed it. I have learned it and I have developed it and keep on expanding this thing. A small example I like to give it to you here. When I say it is not that only I'm seeing it, I have earned that part. Because during the time of the COVID, you know, the pharmaceutical industry was booming also and it's going down also. I was in charge of the multiple divisions. Believe you me, and Mr. Akash knows about it. 38 months in the COVID period, our entire vertical has never ever failed to achieve the target. Because you know, when you are in the commercial house, target achievement is the most respectable thing because you start on first and your result will come on 30th. And then only you have been known as a real contributor for the organization because the P&L shows about it. And again on first you start, again it ends on 30th. So every time in a year, 12 times we have been observed. Believe you me, 38 months, my entire team, whenever they are taking care for entire India, none of the team members have missed the target, which is one of the things I don't take this credit about it. I give this credit to my team because this is the way we have built the team. The team became more responsible. The part of emotional intelligence which we talk about it, we have faced it, we have seen it, that how to have a connection, how to have a compassion, how to have a humanity, how to have the humility, which is very, very important. And we have seen the people who are suffering. We have to go to the places. We have the virtual thing. How we use the technology. Today we talk about changing the technology. Today in the colleges we talk how the school NAP guidelines are there. But the real use of technology by upskilling the people, reskilling the people, which we have done it because the people who are there on the baseline, they were basically a BSc or MSc or B Pharma, M Pharma. How to skill them, which was making a real difference. So I would like to just highlight a couple of the things which I have learned, that what are the things are there which has to be added. What are the good leader has to be? A good leader is someone who demonstrates the qualities such as integrity. Integrity is one of the very, very important aspect of the leader. Whatever we are saying, people should be blindly following it. And how the people will follow? Because if you have that integrity is there. Second thing is honesty. And you should not be every time that I can do the thing. Many times you cannot do the thing. So you have to have the help of the people along your team. Third is you have to have the openness. When I talk about the openness, it's about understanding the thing, which is very important. Because the people, other people are also equally smart. They are the knowledgeable people. So if you are able to take their idea and respect them, take their things, you can make a difference. Responsibility, which is very important. Communication, because communication is one thing which can make the person and which can break the person. And if we are in the right communication, right way of communicating the thing, ensuring the thing which is basically required, I think we can make a heaven of a difference, which is the basic thing which is there. Vision, our vision has to be very clear, what goals we want to achieve. And with the vision, there is a roadmap has to be there. The immediate, short term, mid-term and long-term, which is there. And transparency, accountability, delegation skills. These are the things which are there, which a person, a leadership role has to be taken care to have a great team building. And I always believe that team is the strength of any leader. If you have the team, you can conquer the entire world. If you have the right people who are there to help you and support you, nobody can pull you down. And that's what today on this wonderful platform of business leadership and on the team building, I am very happy and I feel very happy and blessed that I have been invited by Akash ji, and Mamta madam has already started with such a wonderful people. I like to listen from them because learning is a journey which never ever ends. And I always believe that till the last breath, there is an opportunity to learn from anybody and everybody. So I am always open to that. And that is the reason I want to give back to society. Whatever I learned about it, I always try to part it, right? Wherever, in whichever meeting and the conference I go, I learn from the people and part from people. Because it enriches my strength of learning and understanding the thing. So thank you so much for giving me such a wonderful opportunity, Akashji, for inviting me as a special guest on this your wonderful 3 days conference. And I'm always a part of it. Thank you so much. And a great evening to everybody for this wonderful conference. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Actually, sir से मैं personally भी मिल चुका हूँ, तो आप जब सर से मिलेंगे तो काफी एनर्जी आपके अंदर आएगी, वो सब कुछ चीजें जो आप करना चाहते हैं अच्छे, आप और अच्छे से करना चाहेंगे. So thank you, sir, on this second day. आपका जो speech था, association था, काफी अच्छा रहा. So thank you once again for accepting our invitation and guiding us. So let's move ahead. आगे चलते हैं. एक और स्पीकर को हम सुनने वाले हैं. उनका कुछ काम है, तो पहले उनसे शुरुआत करते हैं. So let's welcome Dr. Leena Patel, ma'am. She is a founder and CEO of business system. Okay. तो उनसे ही जानते हैं. सॉरी मैम, मैं उससे आपका जो कंपनी है BES, उसको मैं प्रॉपर्ली अनाउंस नहीं कर पाया. या ग्लोबल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप सिस्टम्स एंड वन सोल आर्मी, जो हम आपसे जानना चाहते हैं एग्जैक्टली वो भी क्या है. और प्लीज गाइड अस ऑन लीडरशिप एंड टीम बिल्डिंग. या ओवर टू यू मैम.
Thank you so much, respected dignitaries, along with founder of ABCD International, Akash Babat sir, and eminent speakers, and Dr. P.K. Rajput sir. We are literally blessed today and glad to connect each other as we discussed about the things in last day. And as of now, this is the second day of our international summit. I would just introduce my business environment along with you in a very short way so that I can cover all the prominent things which has to be covered actually as per dimension is demanded. So basically, this is Dr. Leena Patel from Gujarat, Ahmedabad. And I'm not only dealing, but actually I have been building with the people across the globe, across the state and national level, where I have been growing as a one soul army. So it's a journey started from 2013 from the blog, simple blog. It was started. And I thought to make such a kind of framework. It's known as a guest speaker forum and a brand of India. So I started its first headquarter in 2018. And as a founder and CEO, I just lead as we have another director of AFS Drive, Divya Sharma, along with me. So we are not telling that we are just crorepati and we are just leading top level world companies. But yes, this is a service oriented business model, which is certified through SAN and NASA as well. And through that Smart Circuits company of Delhi. And across so many achievements I have been gaining, since I had started. So I just wish and am eager to share this, prominent skills and leadership traits, goals and leadership qualities, and exactly business leadership along with team building. So dear friends, actually, we always think for profit, benefits, and, in blah, blah sense, but majority are thinking. But what our kind of people think? Very firstly, we believe that according to my experience journey, for business into education, my business into entrepreneurship, my business into training development, training industry, and as a personal global mentor and trainer, not only I have been leading a role of trainer or just, mentor, but definitely we are just the great designers as well. What I feel is. So as a business person, we have to be a designer of our own destiny. And what I believe personally is that business means emotional and ethical vision of earning. As sir mentioned that we are nothing without the connections and bonds with, heart to heart, between heart to heart, bonds between mind to mind, bonds between soul to soul. So basically One Soul Army is all about 16 centers. I'm growing. I can't cover actually in this summit, but in the next programs, so definitely I would like to share everything. So this business model is working for 3 communities: women, children, and youth. Apart from that, I'm into education as well. So as an educator also, I'm shaping the future of the students, where I actually meet up the exact reality floor of the, business, where they find their placements and their job opportunities and everything. So as a personal mentor also, I'm dealing with this business apart from education as well. So what I feel is, sir, business means betterment. Business means a vision of betterment. And where there is a vision of betterment, business is there. So what I found in my journey is it's not always about the money. That's in the rotational fluid market, but it's always about the emotions, care, concerns, and exactly the focus and concentration towards the betterment for each and everyone associated to us. So what I feel is turnover in terms of money is called maybe the business. As a professional as a professional thinker, if we think that, okay, fine, if we deal with the products in the market, that time selling and buying in terms of money, the turnover in money is exactly the central idea. It's okay, fine, we are doing that, we have to do that. But beside that also, as a business leadership, we we also gain the turnover yearly in terms of respect, in terms of trust, in terms of faith. As sir said and mentioned that Corona periods taught us a very great lesson that the money cannot buy happiness, right? But the business leadership is all about this. Finding the patience, consistency, empathy, sound communication, that's actually the product of integrity. And fifth is nature of giving. For team building qualities, according to me, these five things are very ingredients to build up a great team around us. So here we have a contradiction. As sir told that team of the right people, and that's the challenge of this era. What I feel is the positive energy attracts the positive energy, and negative energy attracts the negative energy. So we exactly need the team of the positivity. And for these findings, we have to be very consistent with approach of being empath. For any business, if I talk about the business leadership, it may take minimum 3 years initially. And the business which is giving you the 50,000, if I talk about the money and turnover, ईयरली 50,000 भी आपको अगर दे रहा है इंडिया में चाहे इंडिया के बाहर, ऑनलाइन या ऑफलाइन, वो बिजनेस बेस्ट ही है. Business means it gives you everything that you seek for. And business means a vision of betterment that we established. And that is called as a physical term business. So exactly the leadership role is there. And according to me, leader does not mean that, the one who is magical, miraculous. Leader is the simple and strongest one who is always constantly willing to help someone, help people, help communities, help every single communities of every corner of the world. So if your business gives you these things, I wish that you all are the good leaders in business. So according to me, I'm not only leading this my firm as a guest speaker, GES of India, brand of India, but I am dealing with the people, communities. I am building and shaping the people through my business in education, into entrepreneurship, into development, into research as well. So as being an inventor of 3 patents published on government of India as well, I can also feel that I have worked with communities, students, faculties, professors, founders, CEOs, and the directors. So up till 2023, what I feel is that business is just not only a term that has to be lived on the physical layer or the materialistic layer of the world, but it is the term which is so visionary, magical, miraculous, and that is the term which actually essential for our life's upliftments and the developments. So lastly but not least, I would just mention 10 definitely goals, business leadership and goals, and you can say the team building aspects that has to be achieved. First is we have to become an active listener. When we are active listener, we are definitely fluent and timely speakers, and the communication should be two-way communications always. As I mentioned that sound communications, sound communications does not require sometimes the words, the body gestures, but the sound communications are just through eyes to eyes, heart to heart, mind to mind. They do not require the words as well. So what I feel is we have to be the one should become an active listener. Second, often constructive feedbacks that facilitates the growth. We have to give always the constructive feedbacks. I mean, not sarcastically, not negatively, not overconfidently, not over smartly, but yes, being down to earth, we have to deliver all those constructive feedbacks to our parties, which are associated to us in terms of companies, CEOs, or dignitaries or bottom level people as well. So from minor to major, I mean from smaller to younger to elder, from smaller position to major position people, if we can reach with this kind of approach, then we are definitely a good business leader. Third is be adaptable to change and the growth. I mean, where we are stuck nowadays, due to some reasons, we cannot We cannot overcome past experiences, and due to that we cannot adapt those changes inside and outside us. So this is the third required quality that as a business leadership to grow, and as outcome of the team building as well we can achieve. Fourth is what we need is the one should improve EQ and EI, emotional quotient and emotional intelligence. And trust me, friends, every single business person is good on EQ and EI both. And because of this, what we feel in market that we are not only here to rule over the market, but definitely we are here to serve our role over the market. And our role is just not only as a business person, but as a human as well. So what I feel is 5 components of EQ: self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, social regulation, and motivation. These are the 5 components of EQ that we always need to be concerned with in and out in our every daily routine communications, even it's a business deal, even it's a professional deal, even it's a pure deal, familiar deal, friends communications, wherever we are. So it's a little bit segmentation there. You can change your mood and instincts. That's okay, fine. That is required things. But originally, as of now, who you are, how you are, stay you are. So fifth is become more efficient. Efficiency is equal to output divided by input. So whatever we gain as an efficiency, that's up to us. That the day calculations are giving us the so and so parameter statistics, and monthly and annual parameters are so shocking. So it's not about that, but yes, for becoming more efficient, we have to nothing to achieve but a balance between our own self, I mean to ourself to the business, and business to the market, and self to people. All this kind of balancing will be required, and that will come through that I earlier told you, that patience, consistency, empathy, integrity, and nature of giving. So nature of giving is must. Those who are the givers, they are never in loss. So what if the business getting lost? It's never a loss, because if you are the giver, you are always in the profit. Sixth is build dynamic teams. We have to check upon the people that we have to choose and select dynamic souls that can roll multiply, transparently, honestly, but at the same time, they are also matching up the vision of our business as well. So I'm looking constantly for this kind of things. But fortunately, we are the team of 2 people yet, and I have Nachiketas. They are the youngsters. I will disclose in next meetings as well. That will be so surprising for all of us. Seventh is lead by example. So we have to be the example first. So we cannot go for the the talks in airs, but we are talking on basis of examples and our own example journey, and sharing a lot in and out. Then be a mentor. I mean, becoming a business person, becoming a professional business person. See, always there is a difference. Here, I will just take a pause and I will cover my talk very quickly. That there is always a difference between businessman and an industrialist. As Rajput sir told that every single decade is the change of the era and change of the vision. Of course, indeed, yes. Now there is an era of industrialist. So what is the difference between businessman and industry person? I mean, industrialist. Businessman always looks for the profits and turnovers, calculations. They are the good managers on the earth. What about the industrialist? Or what the one is the truly industrialist who has the vision of betterment along with earning. And trust me, my friends, that learning leads to the best earning. Learning leads to the best earning. So it's about being a mentor for our own and for others throughout the journey. Ninth is show appreciation, recognition, and empathy for your team or the people joined and associated with us or with you as a business person. So appreciation, when we give the appreciation, the one does the double work with this double enthusiasm and motivation. Recognition आप दे रहे हो, So awards and titles are because of existed this to boost up the energy of young entrepreneurs, young business people, businessmen, and industrialists. This is the reason why industry is constantly inspiring, and this is how the training industry is rocking. Empathy. This is a sole pioneer, a root requirement. When we are truly empath, we are truly successful businessman, business person, and industrialist. Industrialist is the one who has a vision of betterment, not only in terms of turnover, in terms of money, but industrialist always thinks for the real-time experiences. Right now, you know that 5D is also start industry revolution. 4D is already there, but fifth revolution is also started. So what we think is this era is for industrialists. And last is be honest, transparent, and accountable. So these are the leadership qualities and team building goals. I mean, we have to reach. We as a business people do not want only to go forward. We always think to go high and to uplift our aspiration, our inspirations, all the aspirational, optimistic business goals, all in terms of money, respect, trust, faith, every single aspect of life parameters. So this is all about our, experience journey. I hope that these words will definitely lead to the audience and listeners across the globe today. And I'm extremely thankful to all the listeners, eminent speakers, special guest, Dr. Rajput sir, founder of ABCD International. So I would just like to share more about One Soul Army in our next chapters ahead. I am definitely willing to connect all you people again and again. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Leena ma'am. Actually, आज उनकी तबीयत खराब थी, फिर भी वो अपने लिए यहाँ पे आए, तो उसके लिए स्पेशली थैंक्स मैम. एंड आपने जो नचिकेता की बात की, तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि हम जो हर महीने अलग अलग थीम्स के ऊपर बात कर रहे हैं, तो हम क्यों ना ऐसा एक टॉपिक भी रखें, नचिकेता इन बिजनेस और स्पिरिचुअलिटी इन बिजनेस, ऐसा कुछ करके हम थीम रखने की कोशिश भी करेंगे. तो ममता मैम से मैं डिस्कस भी करता हूँ, क्योंकि आज हमारे मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि नचिकेताओं की जरूरत है. अगर नचिकेता ही आएंगे बिजनेसेस में भी या हर फील्ड में, तो शायद हम कुछ अलग कर सकते हैं, कुछ अलग करने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं. तो नचिकेता क्रिएट करने की भी जरूरत है. तो आप जैसे मेंटर्स है, राजपूत सर जैसे मेंटर्स है, ये सभी नचिकेता जैसे लोगों को तैयार कर सकते हैं. तो एक्चुअली नचिकेता के बारे में भी लोगों को पता नहीं होता है, इस वजह से शायद वो नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो क्यों ना हम उनको आगे लेके आए, और अलग अलग कोशिशें यही समिट्स के माध्यम से होती रहती है. और एक और चीज मैं शेयर करना चाहता हूँ कि हम क्या क्या सोशल इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं. यही एक मौका होता है जहाँ पे हम सब लोगों को शेयर कर सकते हैं. क्विकली 2 मिनट में शेयर करना चाहूंगा. एक और हम वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड अटेम्प्ट करने वाले हैं, स्पेशली फॉर प्रिंसिपल्स. जो प्रिंसिपल्स का इट विल बी वर्ल्ड्स बिगेस्ट बुक ऑन NLP ऑन कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग बाय 111 प्रिंसिपल्स. सो 111 प्रिंसिपल्स उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट करने वाले हैं, और उनका बुक 2 अप्रैल को लॉन्च हम करने वाले हैं. उसमें भी उसके थ्रू हम क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ये है कि जो कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग पे, जो मॉरल वैल्यूज पे, उस पे काम होगा. वो अलग अलग स्टोरीज होंगे, शॉर्ट स्टोरीज, जो लाइफ के कुछ लेसन्स देंगे, इथिकल लेसन्स देंगे, जिससे हम अपने आप को लोगों को ग्रो करने में हेल्प कर सकते हैं. एक्चुअली मॉरल वैल्यूज इंपॉर्टेंट है. नहीं तो बिजनेस में आए या हम किसी भी फील्ड में हो, अगर हम मॉरल वैल्यूज पे काम करते हैं, उस इथिक्स पे काम करते हैं, तो ज्यादा मजा आता है. तो क्यों ना हम उस पे काम करें, और ऐसे ही इनिशिएटिव्स को हम आगे लेके जाने वाले हैं. एक और इनिशिएटिव जो सुनने के बाद आप सभी को और थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा ABCD के बारे में, मेरे बारे में भी, तो एक और शेयर करूंगा एक और स्पीच के बाद. तब तक हम इनवाइट करते हैं अपने नेक्स्ट स्पीकर को. Dr. Sona Vikas ma'am, she is a gold medalist. उन्होंने वो जब पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कर रहे थे उनको गोल्ड मेडल उन्होंने हासिल किया था. उनका 24 इयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस है. तो इतने एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन को हम आज सुनने वाले हैं. सो लेट्स वेलकम डॉक्टर सोना विकास मैम. मैम, ओवर टू यू एंड प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Thank you very much. Very good evening. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, Akashji, for inviting and creating this very wonderful event. I'm sure that it's going to be very useful for people who are interested in business, in leadership. And I hope that whatever discussions happen in these next, I think till tomorrow you have it. So whatever you are planning to do and achieve, I hope you are able to do that. So with that, I would like to just share a small, you can say, my thoughts over what first-time leaders, could be facing, not only as challenges, but also in terms of what skills are required from their side. The reason why I picked up this topic is because a lot of times we talk about leadership, we talk about motivation, but nobody tries to understand that when an individual, he takes up the leadership role for the first time, it's very difficult for that individual, primarily because of the fact that, he or she has no idea as to what he or she is getting into. Like, for example, I don't know what is it that, my team is going to require me to do. I have no idea that what is it that I will be expected to do now that I have taken up a leadership role. And many a times we see that leaders are struggling because of the fact that they are unable to, understand how do they go forward. So let's talk about some of these issues, and I'm going to take you through a journey which will perhaps help people who take up leadership roles to understand how to go forward. So let's just start.
No.
So this small video helped us to, understand that sometimes it's very difficult that who should we put first, ourselves or our team. And the moment we put our team first, it becomes very, very easy for us to go forward. So understanding what are the roles for first-time managers, there is so much to do. Suddenly you were reporting to people, to your boss. Now you are the first time boss, you are a manager, people are going to report to you and they are going to look up to you. So what is it that you will do? You will do resource management, you will be doing uh, you know time management, you have to deliver deadline, projects in different deadlines, you have to do people management, for the simple reason that you have become a boss, so you are somebody's boss, right? There are people under whom who are working under you. And it's very difficult because people come with different backgrounds, different experiences. They don't really appreciate you till the time you try to understand them as individuals, as personalities. There is also an important concept of self-management. The moment I take up a leadership position, what happens is that I have to be very, very conscious of how I behave, how I demonstrate, what my actions are, what my decisions are. Because if I am able to manage myself very well, then only I will be able to manage others. That's what I personally feel. We also have this important thing of stress management. Any person who has a team he has to lead will always have stress because his deliverables, his outcomes, his targets are all dependent on others. And if the others are not cooperating, it is not that easy to, have a kind of a collaboration, a kind of cohesiveness. Unless they collaborate, unless they are cohesive, you cannot deliver your results. So this creates a lot of stress because your results are dependent on somebody else. Conflict management is another important aspect that any individual who's leading has to face, for the simple reason this conflict could be between individuals, it could be between an individual from one department to another, it could be between you and somebody else in the department or the organization. So how difficult your role becomes, that when this conflict, which is so inevitable in the organization, you have to face it. You have to not only face it, but handle it. And the resolution of the conflict takes a lot of expertise. It requires a lot of experience. It requires your patience and understanding of the situation. Stakeholder management. Every manager has different people they have to interact with, whether it is their own employees, whether it is clients, whether it is vendors, whether it's the top management, whether it is government agencies. So when you are dealing with so many stakeholders, you're dealing with them, the impression you create with them, the relationship you build with them, all that is going to actually decide how successful you will be as a leader. And finally, change management. Now, this role is very important given the fact that we are working in a world which is changing at the drop of the hat. We are working in a situation where technology is changing fast. The environment is creating a lot of problems for people to operate and work, and you have to be extremely adaptive. So given this kind of a huge role that a manager has to perform, there are certain skills which he or she requires to perform as well. Right from planning how you're going to allocate your resources, to decision making and problem solving when the time comes. And believe me, every manager is taking decision every single day. Your communication is very important. If you do not communicate with your team members, how will they know how they are going, whether they are going in the right direction or not, whether their pace is right or not? If you don't give them feedback, they will never be able to improve. If you do not have a transparent system, they will always feel that you're hiding things from them. It is very difficult. Collaboration is another one. Sometimes what happens, we believe that I will do everything. I am the leader, I am the boss, I will do everything, and I fail to build a relationship, I fail to collaborate. The reason why we've been made a leader is because organization thinks we have that potential in us. They think that, yes, this team can be led by us. But if we don't take the team together with us, it's like we do that, it's I, me, myself, rather than we, If we don't inculcate that culture, our success is going to be very short-lived and very short. We also have to have mentoring skills when we become a leader. Mentoring is very important. There will be a lot of employees who need hand-holding, who need to be motivated, who need to be told how to do things more effectively. If you are a boss, if you behave like a Hitler, very autocratic, people will not connect to you, people will not listen to you. But the moment you become their mentor, you become their coach, they will start respecting you much more, not because of the position, but because of you as a person. Negotiation skills, these are very important because you have to negotiate at every level. You have to negotiate with your clients, you have to negotiate with the vendors, you have to negotiate with your employees, particularly when you are doing their appraisals, or when you are doing compensation, or when you're doing increment, or when you're collaborating with HR to decide what kind of benefits you want for your team. So this negotiation skill becomes very handy then. Teamwork is also important. Just because I'm a leader, it doesn't mean my teamwork is not required. If I'm not a team worker, I can never be a team leader. So if I don't know how to work with team members, I can never lead them. And that's a fact. Conflict resolution, we've just spoken about. While it is a role that you have to manage conflict, you need to have the skills. I cannot avoid conflict. I cannot turn my back. I need to have a very collaborative approach. It cannot be that you have to listen to me, otherwise there is no way out. It doesn't work like that. Influence and motivation. Every person comes with an emotional baggage. They spend 8 or 10 hours of their maximum awake time in the organization, leaving their families behind, irrespective of whatever stage of life they are in. So when I have people working under me, I have to be very conscious that they have come with a very different motivation. They may have come with some conflict at home. They may have some career aspirations. There may be something which is bothering them at either the workplace or at a professional level. So as a leader who is having the responsibility of its team members, I have to be very, very conscious of the fact that I have to motivate my team. Irrespective of what I'm going through as an individual, it doesn't matter. I have to motivate my team members. I have to influence them so that they contribute very, very effectively and very efficiently towards the goals. Because if one person is not motivated, he will influence the others also. Because positivity may take time to spread, negativity and low motivation will very quickly spread across. Ethics and integrity. This is like a must. You cannot thrive without it. If you are unethical, if your integrity is very low, you cannot survive more than a month in the organization, because this is one critical skill that is required not just in you as a leader, but also as an employee. The organizations who are not focusing on ethical standard and ethical practices, they have had a collapse. We've seen so many examples in our corporate history which have shown us how companies have scattered like a pack of cards just because of their low ethics and low integrity. Emotional intelligence is very important. We all talk about it, but many people don't have it. The moment our stress pulse is triggered, we become impulsive, we start shouting, we start taking out our stress on others, whether it is at home or at the workplace. So what are we doing about it? Apparently nothing. And the last skill which I feel a first-time leader needs to have is to be very effective. Having said all of this, I'm also now going to talk about some of the common mistakes which a first-time leader makes. Non-delegation of work. I feel that I will do everything. He may not be able to do it. I will have to correct him. It's rather, let me do it myself. When we start doing that, I'm not empowering my team. That is stopping their growth. it is increasing my workload. I used to always feel that, let me do everybody's work. My boss will be very happy that I have done it. Not realizing that there are so many things I don't need to get into. I don't have to micromanage. I have to have that trust in my team that they will be able to do their work. I don't have to feel threatened that just because my team member is doing work brilliantly, he will come and sit on my seat. And this insecurity drives us to micromanage, to be more like a policeman or to our team rather than anything else. Because I'm a first-time leader, what I also do is I overpromise and I underdeliver. I make big promises. I will do this. I will do that. We will achieve this for sure. But when it actually comes to work and to the outcomes, I realize I have overpromised and overcommitted because of my overenthusiasm. It's not required. The management has already trusted me and given me a position. There is no need to go about making promises I cannot keep. You under promise, but you over deliver. That is what is required. Sometimes I have also seen leaders refuse to make decisions. They keep on procrastinating. I will do it tomorrow. Give me some time. I will, take another week's time. It doesn't work. The moment you are putting yourself ahead of others as a leader, you have taken that seat, you need to be very, very decisive. You may make wrong decisions, it's all right, but you cannot afford not to make any decision at all. It's okay to make a wrong decision and learn from it as long as it's not costing the organization a lot. But procrastinating it, that the damage comes on the department, that is something which is totally avoidable. A lot of people think that I will hold back. I've just taken the position. If I start performing, if I start delegating work from day one, people will think that I'm over aggressive. I have become very excited about my position. I'm throwing my weight. And as a result, they hold themselves back, very laid back approach that I'll do it. I've just taken this position. I will take 1 month's time. Then I will start allocating work. It does not work like that. The organization is expecting you to perform from day one. You cannot say that I will take time. I have a lot of time in hand. Let me take my time to settle down. You know your team already. You have already worked with them. Even if you are new, you can keep on knowing them side by side, but you cannot stop the organization from working. The most biggest problem which I see in managers and leaders who take up the leadership position is they make excuses and they don't take accountability. They don't take responsibility for the actions of the team. They feel that it was his job, not mine. I was not responsible for it. He or she had a personal problem at home. What should I do about it? It doesn't work like that. You have to be accountable. If your team needs your support, create their backups so that they can handle their personal work, and at the same time, your work doesn't get affected. That is so important. But if you don't take accountability, you don't take responsibility of your work, it's not going to happen that, your team will let you go. Your management is also going to take a very poor view of you. So we have to be very careful of this aspect. Last but not the least, do I want to be a reactive manager or I want to be a proactive manager? Reactive is that I'm waiting for something to happen and then I become suddenly active and take a decision, take some action. On the other hand, if I'm proactive, it means that I have already sensed that this challenge is going to happen. This problem may already happen. Let me already take some corrective action. Let me handle something, and then I go about it. So creating this kind of an environment in the organization, even your management, even your employees, they feel that, wow, here's the guy who is, doing it by himself. We also have this problem related to building trust, building ownership in the team. I could also be a very biased manager or leader. I could be inconsistent. I could have my favorites, and I don't appreciate the people who are doing the work, who are performing, but rather I am only taking the side of people whom I like on a personal basis. The moment you take up a leadership position, you cannot afford to have favorites. You will have to have an equal weightage. You have to include everyone. It cannot be that, you are taking the side of only a handful of the employees and leaving out the rest. This will create a lot of unrest in the team, and people will stop looking up to you, they will stop respecting you, and they will stop wanting to even connect with you, feeling that this person doesn't know us, he's not interested to acknowledge us, why should I work? Their motivation will go down. So we have to be very clear as to what is it that we are projecting ourselves to be. As I said earlier, it is more of taking the whole team together, focusing on the we rather than the I. And finally, if I don't have clarity of thought that what are the objectives, who's my team, who's going to do it, does everyone know their task? Do I have a mechanism to review their performance and give them feedback? Unless and until I create this entire process and this entire loop, I will never be successful. There are also different aspects in the organization which are very important. So I'm going to share with you. We have time, I hope, Akashji?
No, ma'am. Already we have crossed the limit.
Okay. All right. So just on a quick note, I'll wind up. I had a couple of videos which I wanted to show, so I'll just summarize them. There is one difficult part that a manager faces, and the first time manager doesn't know how to have a difficult conversation. That is, if supposing I want to tell an employee, sorry, you're not getting promoted this time, or sorry, you have to resign, we cannot have you anymore. It's a very difficult conversation to have with that individual. Also, I will have very difficult people in my team, those who are the non-performers, those who are the backbenchers of the class, who create the naughty students of the class. Similarly, I will have some employees who will not be interested in working but disrupting the team. How to handle those people? It's a huge task that you have, and you need a specific skill for it. And finally, emotional intelligence, all of us talk about. This is one important thing, because you have to raise your quality of work, not your voice. If I raise my voice, I have lost my respect. My employees will only respect me if I don't raise my voice, but I raise the work that I'm doing and raise the quality of work that I'm doing. So with that, I would like to thank you for this opportunity. I'm happy that you gave this, platform to share these few thoughts for this time. And thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sona Vikas ma'am, for wonderful sharing. So सोना मैम हमारे साथ ABCD के साथ काफी दिनों से है, अराउंड 3 years हुए होंगे. लॉकडाउन से वो हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, एंड स्टिल पीपल कनेक्टेड है. तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि वो हमेशा सपोर्ट करते हैं, कोई ना कोई एक्टिविटी में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. तो एक्टिविटी से एक और चीज मैं शेयर करना चाहता हूँ कि क्या एक और इनिशिएटिव हम लेने वाले हैं. तो इनिशिएटिव ये है कि जैसे हम हमारी सभी रक्षा करने वाले जो लोग हैं, पुलिस ऑफिसर्स होते हैं, आर्मी ऑफिसर्स होते हैं, तो उनके बारे में बहुत कुछ चीजें, निगेटिव चीजें भी है मार्केट में. अपने बहुत लोगों के थॉट प्रोसेसेस में है, उनको हम कुछ अलग अलग मतलब उनके बारे में हमारा कभी कभी माइंडसेट थोड़ा अलग हो जाता है, थॉट प्रोसेस अलग हो जाती है कि नहीं नहीं वो इतने अच्छे नहीं है. पर हम सबको पता है कि वो हमारे लिए काम कर रहे हैं, तभी जाके हम सिक्योर है. सिक्योरली हम बहुत सारी चीजें कर रहे हैं। तो क्यों ना, एक थॉट आया था ऐसे कि हम पब्लिकेशन में है, ट्रेनिंग में है, लोगों को मोटिवेट करते रहते हैं, लोगों से हम मोटिवेट होते हैं, तो क्यों ना फिर हम उन लोगों के लिए भी काम करें जो ऑलरेडी हम लोगों के लिए काम करते हैं। भले उनको सैलरी मिलती है, पर ऑफ कोर्स वो है इस वजह से हम है, राइट। तो उनके लिए क्या हम करने वाले हैं, तो हमारा पब्लिकेशन भी है, ट्रेनिंग कंपनी भी है, और आप सब लोग भी है हमारे साथ। तो एक और चीज ये है कि उन लोगों को अभी 75th जो ईयर है आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव, तो उस ओकेजन पे भी हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि 75 पुलिस ऑफिसर्स की जो सक्सेस स्टोरी है, एक जर्नी है, उनका जो अचीवमेंट्स है, उसको हम एक बुक में लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, ताकि वो बुक जब लोग पढ़ेंगे तो उनसे वो इंस्पायर हो, यंगस्टर्स को इंस्पायर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। और ऐसे 75 लोगों को हम बुक में फीचर करने वाले हैं। और वो जो बुक है 28 मई को हम लॉन्च करने वाले हैं। उस दिन स्वतंत्र वीर सावरकर जी की जयंती भी है, और उस दिन वो इवेंट होगा। मोस्ट प्रोबेबली कमिश्नर साहब भी आ सकते हैं इवेंट में एज ए गेस्ट। तो बहुत सारे एक्चुअली प्लानिंग्स है। तो जो लोग 26/11 का जो अतिरेकियों ने हमला किया था, तो उसमें जो लोगों ने कंट्रीब्यूट किया था, ऐसे जो पुलिस ऑफिसर्स है वो लोग भी वो बुक में फीचर होने वाले हैं, वो लोग भी उस इवेंट में पार्टिसिपेट करने वाले हैं। तो उस इवेंट के बारे में बहुत जल्दी आप सभी को पब्लिकली अनाउंस भी किया जाएगा अगले वीकेंड तक। और एक और चीज इसमें ये है, क्या इनिशिएटिव उसमें एक्स्ट्रा क्या है, तो हर बार कुछ ना कुछ एक्स्ट्रा करने की एक ये है। तो एक्स्ट्रा ये है कि इस बार हम एक 15 से 20 मिनट का शॉर्ट फिल्म भी उन लोगों के लिए, उनको डेडिकेट करने के लिए बना रहे हैं, जो शॉर्ट फिल्म भी उस दिन रिलीज होगी। तो आई होप आप सभी लोग इसके लिए सपोर्ट करेंगे, आपके बेस्ट विशेस ब्लेसिंग्स होंगे, तो डेफिनेटली हम इस इवेंट को सक्सेसफुली लॉन्च करेंगे। और एक्चुअली उस पर काम शुरू हुआ है, प्रिंसिपल्स का हुआ है, पुलिस ऑफिसर्स के लिए हुआ है, और भी यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो हमेशा सपोर्ट करते रहते हैं। तो ऐसे में एक और मैम है जो एक अगले इनिशिएटिव पे हमें सपोर्ट करने वाले हैं। तो अगले इनिशिएटिव को सुनने से पहले उनको सुनते हैं। सो लेट्स वेलकम डॉक्टर शबीना शेख मैम। शी इज सर्टिफाइड। ओके, उनके बारे में मैं बताना चाहूँगा। वो एक फाइनेंस कंपनी को लीड करती है इंडिया में, टॉप मतलब शी इज वन ऑफ द हेड फाइनेंस में, उनका एक्सपर्टी है। और शी इज सोशल एक्टिविस्ट, वो मॉडल भी है। तो काफी कुछ खूबियां है उनमें। सो लेट्स वेलकम डॉक्टर शबीना मैम। एंड मैम, प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ एंड ओवर टू यू। यस मैम।
ये उल्टा क्यों हो गया? आई डोंट नो, जस्ट अलाउ सम टाइम। Oh no, what is happening?
Okay, so I think network issue है. So let's welcome our another guest speaker. तब तक उनको invite करते हैं. So we would like to welcome Dr. Daphne Sores ma'am. She is from Dubai, international business and leadership coach, motivational speaker, author, and lots of things are there. So let's welcome Dr. Daphne Sores ma'am. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Akash Bhai, for this warm welcome and the opportunity to share on this platform. So let's start. I'd like to share my screen. Give me a second, please. Okay, I hope I am visible to all of you. Lovely.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Okay, a quick introduction of myself is that I'm the founder and CEO of Carousel Moms Business and Leadership Coaching. I'm a business leadership and NLP master practitioner, a 9 times best-selling author, a motivational speaker, and I am passionate about empowering women globally to their success, especially moms, because I feel women and moms need the best in life. They're the best business owners because they have been born with these managerial skills. As you know, even in the home, a woman is managing a whole business and so many departments within the home, be the cleaning, the tuitions, the schooling, everything. So she's got all this built in her. So why not give her a life of empowerment? Because she is the first and the best inspiration to her children. Children spend most time with the mother. And I think we always talk about the future generation and making the best of the future generation. And as we also, applaud Mr. Akash, who's a young, budding entrepreneur doing amazingly well. Again, the new generation. Everything starts from home with the mother. So yes, if the mother has been inspirational, definitely we would have awesome leaders like Mr. Akash and many of you out here. So let's move on. My topic for today is be the change you want to see in your team. Because we have teams, we've all spoken about leading teams. But what happens to the leader? What do you have to do further besides just, being the big boss and leading your team nonstop? What is a team? A team is a group of people with different abilities, talents, and experiences and backgrounds. Despite their individual differences, that common goals provide the thread that defines them as a team. They come together for a common purpose, and that is most important. And I would give a little analogy where we can compare it to your hand. If you look at your hand, all your fingers are not equal. Sari ungliyan barabar nahi hai. But yes, it makes your beautiful hand and helps you to do so many tasks. And you are successful, you're educated, you lead your team, you cook, you clean, you wash your face, everything with your beautiful hands. The same way, a team, everybody is not same and equal. We cannot have it because if everyone has the same abilities and is at the same level, how would the company progress? We have to have all-rounders. So that's the unity of a team, which is very important. What and how do you want to see your team as a leader? We need as leaders to get very clear on our what and our how. First, the what do you want? Not how do you want, which is a very common mistake many people make. They always work on how. If you decide anything, you're going in for a function, you decide, okay, how do I reach the function? But what is the function about? Then you think of the how and what you are doing further. So always work on your what, and then the how will always find its way to you. What is the vision of the company or your business? You really need to be very clear on the vision so that then you have that what and how answers provided and available to you. In this process, you need to be very clear on setting your goals once you have your vision. The goals must be smart, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That is why they're called SMART goals, as you can see what they stand for, because if they are not smart, measurable, they cannot be achieved, or they are not related to your business and time bound, you are going to lose a lot in the process. Be a role model to your team and lead by example. Be a leader that leads with dedication, humility, self-awareness, openness, and transparency. Accepts constructive criticism and is not a know-it-all. You can never be a know-it-all, Mr. or Mrs. It isn't enough for you to tell employees they need to change. You need to help them actually to do it. But now the question is, how do I help them to do it? A good question. Let's focus on these common quotes. Walk the talk, model the desired behavior, practice what you preach. If your company promises to protect the environment, we have to walk the talk. The world belongs to those who are ready to walk the talk and take the next step in their journey. People are done with preachers, my friends. So you need to get out of this thing of giving lecturing and dictatorship. If you are going to be in that mindset of dictatorship, that do as I say and don't do as I do, it's not going to work in today's times. Because people have started standing in authority in their position and claiming, and every human being is deservable of respect and honor. So they are not your slaves. Yes, they are working, they're paid a salary and they're earning something, but you can never buy any human being. Give every human being the right of life and to live their life the way they have to. Teams are always watching their managers closely, but your behavior will likely be scrutinized even more during times of change, simply because people may be trying to figure out what the change really means and how to respond to it. With this in mind, think about how your actions, not just your words, would be perceived. So, and always actions speak louder than words. It is, as kids, it's always said, monkey see, monkey do. Even when we grow up, it's the same monkey see, monkey do. What we are seeing others doing, it more registers in our brain than being, 10 times told to do something. So make sure that your actions are really supporting your words. This quote is very beautiful, which is "The leadership is art" by the American businessman who said that the measure of leadership is not the quality of the head, that is the team leader, but the tone of the body. The tone of the body is your awesome team. That speaks volumes. Give your team the opportunity to think out of the box by asking, what if? You have to be ready. In business, you cannot be like, a horse harnessed and just looking straight and I will go straight. My vision is there. I've set the SMART goals. There will be times, like as we have just come out from the pandemic, we know who had ever thought about such a thing happen, and that too globally happening. If those who did not think of the what ifs have definitely drowned, and you can see a lot of businesses have closed and collapsed in the process. So you need to really give them the chance to think, what if this happens? And this can only come if you do not keep them in the box, locked up, but out of the box, because that is going to lead to success in the time of any blockages coming in the business, maybe financial, competitors, pandemics or anything. You're always ready. So always have your heads up and be alert. Stop being a sleepy head. Now, attitudes to adopt as a leader. Be excited to come to work. If you as a leader are not excited about your work, you will not come in with all the positive energies and start the day and achieve targets. Your attitude will demonstrate to what you are in and what position you are at that moment. No one wants a dead person. Come on, now also, like, as we speakers are presenting, we go for a meeting or anything, people more want to interact with a lively, a joyful and energetic person. So get yourself into that mood. If you are not excited about your work, then I think you need to take a pause and ask yourself, why am I not excited about the job? Am I only doing it because I want money? Money will come in business, it will come in your job, but do not keep that as your focus, because if only money is your focus, my friend, your clients, your team members will see through the game and you will lose the game completely. It is a no. So definitely find a job or a workplace which you are passionate, what you love. I know myself, I work internationally, and sometimes I even attend sessions at 3 in the morning. I'm excited about it. I know others will ask me, am I crazy? You need to sleep in the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Sometimes you'll find me answering messages 5 in the morning. What's wrong with this woman? But I'm passionate about what I do. And definitely because of the time differences with the Eastern Standard Time, the Pacific Standard Time, being international, I've made the choice myself to work internationally. So since I have made the choices, I have to bear with that accordingly. Be fresh, awake, and energized. Sleep well. Try minimum 8 hours to get good sleep. Go for a walk in the morning. Leave home on time and try to reach 15 minutes earlier to your workplace to set the mood and stage for work. Not that you arrive at the last minute and say, oh, I need a cup of tea. I need a bottle of water. Oh, wait, I forgot to my mobile. I forgot my coat in the car. A height of nonsense. I know that we are all human beings. It can happen. We forget things in the car before we need a cup of tea extra, even if we had a cup of tea or anything. But if you have kept that cushion time of reaching early to work, then you can cover up these little small tiny blunders here and there and sort your crap properly. Listen to good music. Now, this being a different platform, I'm not doing it, but those who have interacted with me know that always I start with music and dancing. That gets me in the most lively vibes and the moods, and it really helps. And I will tell you, the music is not bad. If because of religious reasons you are not allowed to hear certain kind of music, is the choices again you make. Even in religion, we have certain religious songs. Why can't we hear that if you cannot hear worldly songs? Find a way, because music is beautiful. It's all been invented from sounds of birds chirping, the wind, different things. And this is therapeutic. I tell you, please listen to music. It will indeed help you and take you to make that different mind shift. And this I'm telling you because I'm also a counselor and an NLP master practitioner. Music has power. So follow nobody's saying to leave your beliefs and your values of the kind of music you hear, but find a way. Even if you're just listening to a waterfall, I know sometimes I just listen to rain sounds. Oh my God, it's so refreshing. It's not raining outside. I live in Dubai mostly, there's no rain because it's a desert. But then what happens? I put it on my screen and I'm sitting and enjoying the rain. I'm in the rainy weather. So it's so lively because it refreshes me. It changes my mind. Everything is stuck in our brain. Be sure to take care of your brain and work on your brain. Have your breakfast positively, even if it is a light breakfast. Nobody's asking you to eat a donkey for breakfast and then say, I'm feeling sleepy, I'm so sloppy, I cannot work. Eat a light meal, but do eat. Don't come to office to have your breakfast and stay without it. You will feel drained and washed out, and you will be, oh my God, like a lazy little puppy out there wanting to sleep. Next, greet everyone with a smile. Everyone means everyone that comes your way, be it virtually or in person, not only your team, because everyone loves to see a smiling, energized person. Maintain rules that have been set. Yes, team leaders, maintain rules that have been set. I know you will, if you're in that position, you might think that, no, why should I do it? I've got all those little slaves below me. Sorry, no one's a slave out there. Treat everybody equally, because if you point one finger to someone else thinking that they are your slaves, 4 fingers point back at you. So you're 4 times a slave of theirs. So mind how you treat each team member so that they feel valued. You and your team must avail leave during the year. Yes, you must. Stop trying to be a robot. You are not a robot. You are a human being at the end of the day. And what's the benefits of this? You take care of your other areas of life. All of us have been talking about business and about the workplace, but do you realize behind every human being is someone or some people? It could be your family, be your wife, your children, your parents. And these things, if you have had a fight at home, you don't have support, you don't have a good communication or relationship at home, my friend, it's going to definitely affect. Right now, if any of you have had a flare up with your family members or your team, you will see that right now you'll not even want to present or be at this meeting thing. Why? Because your mindset is not okay. So it is important that you take care of your personal life, because when you are sound and happy in your personal life, you will definitely perform not only twice as much, but 10 times as much, and you will achieve things quicker when you are focused and in a good state of mind. So mindset is very, very important. Be transparent. If you have a problem, you have with your family, like suppose your wife is sick, members know that your wife is sick, so that they know if you have to rush out of the office, they know why sir is running out of the office or ma'am is running, because there is a little bit of problem. Create a connection in your teams, which is so important. So transparency is key. Like I saw the message this morning where Mr. Babat said in the WhatsApp, hey guys, I'm sorry I was not there yesterday because I was traveling in the night. Why did he need to tell us? Who am I to him? Why do I need to know? But he believes in transparency. It made me to feel good. I was there yesterday and I was like, where is Mr. Barber today? At his own event, first day, he's not there. So, I'm not God to know what he was doing, but by him being transparent and saying, hey, let me tell these people because I love these people. And why did he tell us? Not because he's the boss, the big man. It's because he treats everyone equally, and he is the best role model of a great team leader who works with us in communion. And we love him and we want to support him, knowing that he respects us, we will respect him back. So a very beautiful role model for you all to follow. Stalk this guy. I give you permission. I don't care what he has to say. He's on Facebook. Go stalk this guy and see how he lives life and what he does. It'll be a nice role model to have. Communicate frequently. Communication is key. Communicate frequently and voice what is on your mind, your dreams, your goals, your visions, your challenges, and even, my friends, your mistakes. Communicate, communicate, communicate. I love to communicate with my team, my clients, even with your clients, your customers, do communicate. It helps everybody because, again, transparency and communication is key. And as I close, I'd like to share this quote with all of you. Great things in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people. So you need a team. And as every day you look at your hand and you wash your face, remember there are 5 fingers on each hand. So 10 fingers you need to wash that one cute little face of yours. So the same way, your team makes one beautiful company for success. This is my website. You can scan, you can visit me and also get in touch with me. I'm happy to connect and take it to a different level. And let's make it happen for our success. Thank you and God bless.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful guidance. Actually, communication is very much important. Without communication, I think no business can be run, or lots of problems will occur without communication. But बहुत सारे problems होने के बावजूद भी अगर हम communication skills किसी के पास है तो वो problems को sort out कर सकते हैं और आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. उससे बहुत सारे लोगों की help हो सकती है. So communication is one of the important part in business or life. So thank you once again for the wonderful sharing.
Thank you so much.
टाइम को देखते हुए थोड़ा आगे भी बढ़ेंगे. पर उससे पहले वो जो इनिशिएटिव के बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे, तो वो इनिशिएटिव को स्किप करके उसका अगला इनिशिएटिव मैं शेयर करता हूँ और फिर वो मैम के सेशन के बाद उनका इनिशिएटिव शेयर करूंगा। एक और इनिशिएटिव हम एक्चुअली हम सब लोगों ने एबीसीडी की जो टीम है उन सभी ने डिसाइड किया है, और जो भी ब्रांड एम्बेसडर्स है वो कंट्रीब्यूट करते रहते हैं, तो वो सपोर्ट करते रहते हैं। कमलेश्वर सर भी यहाँ पे है, वो भी सपोर्ट करते रहते हैं। जब भी कुछ भी कभी कभी मैं उनको भी मैसेज करता हूँ। तो एक्चुअली हम सब लोगों ने, कोर टीम ने ये डिसाइड किया है कि हम क्या करेंगे, नवंबर में जो 14 नवंबर है, चिल्ड्रंस डे होता है, तो उस ओकेजन पे हम एक और वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनाएंगे। उसमें क्या होगा कि वो चिल्ड्रन के लिए स्पेसिफिक होगा। तो चिल्ड्रंस डे है तो सब कुछ चिल्ड्रन के लिए होना चाहिए। तो फिर हम 14 एंथोलॉजीज पब्लिश कर रहे हैं, 14 एंथोलॉजीज, और वो 14 ऑथर्स होंगे जो हर एक एंथोलॉजी में मतलब 14 टॉपिक्स होंगे एंथोलॉजीज के, और हर एक एंथोलॉजी में मिनिमम 14 स्टूडेंट्स होंगे, और वो सभी ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स के आर्टिकल्स उसमें कंपाइल करके पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के रिलेटेड वो हम उस दिन पब्लिश करने वाले हैं। और उसके साथ साथ 14 चाइल्ड ऑथर्स के बुक भी हम लॉन्च करने वाले हैं। तो एक ऐसे 28 बुक्स लॉन्च करने का प्लानिंग है उस दिन पे। तो काफी टाइम है उसके लिए, बहुत सारे लोग कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, और ऑलरेडी काम शुरू हुआ है। तो कोशिश यही है कि हम जल्दी से जल्दी अचीव कर पाए और सभी लोग उसका पार्ट बने, मैक्सिमम लोग उसका पार्ट बनेंगे। तो सबके लिए कुछ ना कुछ करने का एक टीम के अंदर भी एक इच्छा है, एनर्जी है, तो डेफिनेटली वो भी आगे आ सकता है। ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेते हुए लेट्स वेलकम डॉक्टर शबीना मैम। सो वेलकम मैम, एंड ओवर टू यू।
Thank you so much, Akashi. And sincere apology that due to some network connection errors,
No problem, no
etc.,
problem.
couldn't be there. So, my name is Shabina, Dr. Shabina Sheikh. By qualification, I've done doctorate in business administration. By profession, I'm a banker, and in one of the leading non-banking financial corporation, I'm working as a head and managing B2B segment, and almost managing a portfolio of 600 crores or so. Then apart from it, I'm also a social activist. थोड़ा थोड़ा काम करते रहते हैं society के लिए, so that I feel good as a human, that I'm contributing something to my society and my people. It's very, very important for every one of us. So not taking much of your time, I'm just sharing my screen, and let's jump on to the today's topic. That's business leadership and team management. So as my fellow speakers have already given a lot of insights on leadership qualities, what are the values, apart from that, what are the skills which we need to have as a leader, what are the challenges being faced by a leader, and so on. So my PPT is for team building. That's the main agenda for it. However, is this okay? Okay, so we'll just brief about this. As we all know, united we stand, divided we fall. That's the important message, and that's what we are hearing out since childhood. A leader is someone who is just not by a title. Somebody's called, he's a leader, he's a boss, he's a manager. It's not just a title or a rank. It's something which you have to take efforts for, and it's a journey for the one from zero to hero. Your hero does not mean that you have an excellent name. It's not for the name's sake or name fame. It's all about your work, your dedication, and dedication towards the team, basically, towards the team, towards the people. That is what is very, very important, according to me. Leadership is influencing people. They inspire a workforce, a team, or even a nation to achieve a goal. Definitely, if we speak about our beloved Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, and there are many more leaders which were there and which have inspired us. So it's, be it a small organization or a large organization, or be a small team or a large team, these are more similar. Am I audible here? Can someone confirm? Akash ji, am I
Yes, you
audible?
are.
Yes,
please.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Thank you so much. Okay. Leaders are responsible to managing conflicts. The detailed information about it is already given by my fellow speakers. So as I said, I won't take much time here. So there are few basic qualities which all of us are aware of. Building trust, very very important here. If you build trust amongst your team, your people who are there with you, who are listening to you, who are working for you day in day out, trust building is very very important. And this happens when you are transparent to the team. As ma'am said, the transparency is very important in having or building any kind of relationship or rapport. Until and unless you have a strong bond with your team or your people, then you cannot lead. I mean, all put together, the vision or the goal cannot be achieved. The second important thing is active listener. A leader has to be an active listener for sure, because until and unless he listens to this team, understands this and provides a solution, he creates a transformational vision. Definitely, because everyone who's working in his team may not bear the quality which is required. It's responsibility of a leader to develop that quality and skill in the team, so that they all put together, they can achieve a common goal. It should always be a long term goal, because when a team member thinks that's a daily task which someone has to complete, but when a leader thinks it has to be a long term vision, long term goal, and each and every team member should be aligned and committed to that goal. The leader should have a decision making ability. It definitely sometimes has to be a quick decision. However, in a long run, it could be a decision which, because your decision, a leader's decision, affects everybody in the team as well as the organization as a whole. So it's very important that the decision which you're making should be very much sensible, should have all points, all flaws or all qualities which has been checked, everything, and post that you should decide what should be done. Leader inspires people. Leader is definitely a self-motivated person. Leader is someone who is accepting challenges, breaking the rules, going ahead and showing the way to its team. Leader is definitely a good coaching person, person who coaches good and mentoring his team timely, feeding what is important to them, reminding them that they are also important for the organization. Leader is definitely an accountable person, and individually as well as a team. Leader is somebody who accepts the failures, not just of individual or for team as well. Because अगर कोई लीडर ऐसा होगा जो जैसे कि अभी भी बताया गया था कि वो टीम को ब्लेम करेंगे कि ये चीज है, you are responsible for it, you are responsible for it. No, the leader himself or herself is accountable for everything which is being done, which is being said, or whatever is happened. So as a leader, what we need to do is we need to find out the way to improve. That is the most important thing. Conflict handling skills, using conflict to their advantages. Open communication with positive approach, for sure. Seeking expertise outside of themselves, that means ability to manage the team, because in a team there could be people who are having different kind of skills, different expertise. We need to understand that something which is missing in me as a leader, or maybe I may not have that point of that much time which is required. I do have the skill, but then I need to manage I need to delegate my work to somebody who's having those skills. So there will be people who are who will be having definitely a different kind of skills, diversified version, and that's the reason the whole team accompanies together and build something valuable for the company. Readers are result oriented, negative feedback with positive approach. Very, very important. The key rules of team building. Team building is very important because a leader is a leader only with the team. A leader, as I said, that someone cannot be called a leader just because of power or designation. Even if you don't have a power or if you don't have that designation, a person can definitely be a leader with the qualities which they have. We find in some organization that a person who does not have a team leader or a manager position, but definitely are ready to help other members, other fellow members. जो भी उन्हें आता है वो उन्हें सिखाते हैं, आगे बढ़ाते हैं, उन्हें हेल्प करते हैं without any kind of asking any kind of, you can say, benefits, asking any personal benefits. So that person is also a leader. So there are few key rules of team building. You should have a right people. Then how will you know that the person is right for your organization or right for you? So it is like a high performing team is committed. Its coordination is very important. They should be focused, adaptable to the situation or the requirement. They have diverse skills and talents. When everyone makes a commitment to the mission and goal, you'll have less problems in the future. So right people does not mean that there's someone who's right for you and then you hire it. It means that somebody who's focused, who's aligned, who's ready to work along with you with the common mission and goal. Commitment is very important. Another key element, any team which you're building should be committed, and they need to believe in and commit to the mission and purpose of your business. Communication, very important. Your team member must be able to share their thoughts and feelings without any fear. Okay, you want to create an environment of open communication. If somebody is scared of sharing any idea or thought or any reason, you might miss it. Nowadays, dear all, this is a situation that you can just impose your thoughts on someone. It's all about brainstorming with your team. You never know, member of yours, they are dealing day in, day out with your customers, your vendors. So they actually know what is the problem, where is the gap, and they could be someone who can suggest the best idea. So we should never ever we should never ever ignore their thoughts, and we should definitely have something or a kind of a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting, a platform where everybody can come together and share their thoughts and ideas. So here I've just mentioned an example. If a team member makes a mistake or shares what others think is not a good idea, the communication must be strong enough to handle this as an acceptable manner. So again, saying this is have to be a positive approach. Complementary strength. You don't need a whole team of people who are good at the same thing. Yes, obviously, someone has to be excellent or expert in something or the other. You want each team member to bring a unique skill. When a skill complement one another, you'll build a great team. Cooperation. Your great team depends on the ability to cooperate well together. In order to be productive, there are few team behavior to guide you in your team building. So that is something bonding which you create among your team members when you treat everyone equally. This is this again very important key point which every leader should remember. Conflict management. A great team is made up of human. So definitely everybody is going to make some or the other mistake. Even as a leader, you can make a mistake. The important point is how quickly you realize, you improve, and then you implement it. So you can expect some conflict, definitely. Remember that difference is okay. What defines your team is how the conflict is handled. Team building stages. There are 4 stages, which is important for team building. Forming any team, defining the team, the character, role, task, strategy. You should know what is your requirement. If you need someone in your team to manage MIS, then you need someone who is having expertise in Excel. If you want somebody in your team to manage something related to tech, then that person should have the knowledge or information or experience regarding that particular field. You need to decide what role, what task, what kind of strategy is required to progress and to achieve that common goal. Developing trust and communication. Storming, forming, storming, norming, performing. Storming is working through the challenges related to the task. So until and unless you have your regular intervals of people who are doing it, you can do it. Norming is acknowledgement of team strength and weakness. Performing, harmonized working and achieving result together. This is the last slide. Why team building is important in leadership? Because it builds your trust, mitigates your conflicts, encourage communication and increase collaboration, communication, commitment, confidence, coachability. There are 5 pillars of it. Collaboration, as it's already being explained, that everyone has to be under one roof with a common goal. Communication is the single most important factor in team building. When a good communication exists, team member trust each other enough to throw out ideas and spend time working through problems. They love working because it is very important. When you love working on something with a passion, the results are outstanding. When you are working or any team member is working just for the sake of working, the results are not such. Change, you should be ready to accept the change, and even team. So उसके लिए mindset बनाना होता है. R&R is rewards and recognition. Definitely you should appreciate your team time to time. Thank you so much. There is just a conclusion that under your leadership, even though you built a great team, it must be continually nurtured. Very important factor, because whatever you are feeding to your team, whatever trust you are building, you need to communicate timely on regular intervals. So each member continues to have a clear shared purpose and is open to working together for a common goal. Thank you so much, team, for hearing me out.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful sharing. Actually, team building is very much important, and share the wonderful last 4 points. So everyone needs that. Or so we are running short of time. So quickly मैं वो initiative जो last बचा है वो share करता हूँ. फिर एक और guest speaker को हम सुनेंगे और उसके बाद wind up होगा. तो initiative ये है कि already I have shared 3 initiative and one more big initiative we have. तो 4 initiative इस साल में हम सब लेने वाले हैं. सभी core team के support की वजह से होगा. तो एक और था लास्ट LGBTQ कम्युनिटी के लिए हम एक और वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनाने वाले हैं. उनके लिए भी बुक होगा और काफी सारे एक्टिविटीज भी है और उसके लिए हम सब मिलके कुछ अलग चीजें करने वाले हैं. और एक और चीज ये है जो मैं शेयर करना भूल गया था कि फर्स्ट जो प्रिंसिपल्स का रिकॉर्ड हम बनाने वाले हैं उसमें हम ब्यूटी पेजेंट जैसे कुछ एक्टिविटीज करने वाले हैं और उसमें शबीना मैम है, रचना मैम है, वो सब उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट करने वाले हैं. लास्ट टाइम ही होने वाला था, बस उसको थोड़ा और आगे बढ़ाया है. कुछ इवेंट्स के साथ कोरिलेट करना इम्पोर्टेंट है, इसलिए उसको आगे प्रोसीड किया गया है, पोस्टपोन किया गया था. और प्रिंसिपल्स के इवेंट के साथ उस चीज को भी हम लेके आएंगे. तो यही एक शेयरिंग था और ऑफ कोर्स उसके लिए शबीना मैम है, रचना मैम है, ऑलरेडी कंट्रीब्यूट किया है, आगे भी करते रहेंगे. और सभी लोग हम आगे कुछ इनिशिएटिव्स के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे। एक विजन, एक मिशन पे हम सब लोग काम करते हैं तो बहुत मजा आता है। आप सभी को आया होगा, ऑलरेडी आप लोगों ने काम किया है, आगे भी करते रहेंगे। तो आप देखेंगे कि ये जो एक एनर्जी होता है, एक अलग ही आता है। इसमें ना कोई बेनिफिट होते हैं, ना किसी कंपनी को होता है, ना कोई स्पेशली पर्टिकुलर इंडिविजुअल को होता है, पर इसमें सबको बेनिफिट्स होते हैं और सबका फायदा होता है। हम सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं, ये एक अलग खुशी हमें मिलती है। और कुछ ही दिनों में हम फिर एबीसीडी इंटरनेशनल फैमिली का एक प्लेटफॉर्म शुरू होने वाला है। उसके लिए हम कुछ अलग एक्टिविटीज करने वाले हैं। उसका पीछे का मेन विजन मिशन ये है कि हम जो 5 सेक्टर्स है अपने लाइफ के, उन सभी 5 सेक्टर्स को हम काम करें, उसके ऊपर काम करें, अपग्रेड करें और उसमें सभी में आगे बढ़े। सभी अपने लाइफ को, बिजनेस को हम अगर बैलेंस कर पाए तब जाके हम सक्सेसफुल है, ऐसा कह सकते हैं। और उसी चीज पे काम भी चल रहा है। तो ये सब अनाउंसमेंट इसीलिए भी थे क्योंकि अभी हमने सोशली अनाउंस कर दिया है, तो सभी कोर टीम मेंबर्स, ब्रांड एम्बेसडर्स एंड इवन मेरा भी ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि 31 दिसंबर तक ये सब एक्टिविटी कंप्लीट हो, सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीट हो और हम सब कुछ, जो लोग हमारे लिए कुछ काम करते हैं उन लोगों के लिए कुछ एज ए कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन, एज ए वैल्यू एडिशन, ये सब कुछ चीजें करें। और इसी के साथ इनिशिएटिव की जर्नी यहाँ पे रुकाते हैं। So thank you, Shabina ma'am, once again, and let's welcome
Thank you so
Mr.
much, Akash.
Kamaleshwar. Yes, so let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Kamaleshwar Pokhrel sir. उनके बारे में पहले मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा, उनकी सिस्टर बीमार थी, वो हॉस्पिटल में थे काफी टाइम से, फिर भी वो वीडियो प्रिपेयर कर पाए, वो अपने लिए सेशन में आज भी अवेलेबल है। इट्स अ ग्रेट डेडिकेशन, जो कमिटमेंट है उनका एक एग्जाम्पल है। तो उनसे भी काफी कुछ लर्निंग हम आज सीखने वाले हैं। सो लेट्स वेलकम, एंड ही इज वन ऑफ द कोच, इज वन ऑफ द ट्रेनर और ऑथर भी है। तो सर, लेट्स वेलकम एंड ओवर टू यू।
Thank you so much, Akash ji. Just wanted to confirm, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you again. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on the ABCD International Family and Bhavar International Publication for conducting this international summit on the theme business leadership and team building. And I also want to thank for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to express my views on the summit theme. Okay, let me share my screen and share some insights that what I want to talk about today. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Great, thank you. Thank you. So hello everyone, I am Kamaleshwar Pokhrel, popularly known as I Can enthusiast. I'm a certified NLP practitioner, a TEDx speaker, certified speaker at Global Educators Platform. I'm author of Art of Conquering Limiting Beliefs. I've also contributed in the anthology as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and upcoming book Discover the New You. I'm also a brand ambassador for Bhavar International Publications. I'm passionate about motivating people to go beyond their limits and realize their real potential. And I'm on a mission to transform mindset of 1 million lives. I carry more than 11 years of experience working in a Fortune 500 organization. And some of the accolades that I received are the most inspiring man on earth in 2022 by IIU, Best Educators, 2022 award by Rabbit Tortoise, Best Motivational and Transformational Speaker by Architects Global Platforms. So that was just a brief about me. Today, I would like to talk about building a high performance team. Right. I would like to start with a quote from Marshall Goldsmith, who said, "You are only as good as your team." The best leader is one whose team chooses to follow. To be a successful leader, one needs to have a great team that is dynamic, focused, and able to perform and deliver. I'm going to share 5 tips on how we can build a high performance team. Number 1 is the culture first. The culture at your organization sets the expectation for how people behave and work together and how well they function as a team. With a healthy team culture, everyone in your team can be happier, more engaged, and productive in their work. Your working environment is a direct result of the team culture you've created. Your organization is not just about you. You are not the main driver of the business. You are relying on your team, the people you have hired. Steve Jobs shared this quote: great things in business are never done by a person, they are done by a team of people. When it comes to people, what matters most is how people work, how they operate, how they think, how they view your cooperation, and how they view your team. When you have a small team, it can be managed by rules and regulations. But when it comes to large organizations, the people are governed by culture. Culture is how your team and your people operate without you being there. In your absence, how do they think? Do they understand the values, your vision as a leader? That is where the magic happens. Culture. In today's dynamic world, products might change, demands might change, marketplace might change, government policies might change, technology might change. But if your team is resourceful, they can adapt to the changes and your organization will still thrive. With the right culture, everything works. Without the right culture, nothing works. So focus on building the right culture within your team, within your organization. There's one word that is gaining a lot of attention these days called empowerment. And it is said that the leader must create an empowered team. I feel when you create a great culture, condition, and environment within your organization, people automatically feel empowered. The benefit of having strong cultures are they have the power to make decisions. They have access to all the requisite information necessary to make decisions. They have access to all the resources like people, money, facilities, etc. They are driven by the inner belief that they can make a difference. They can contribute in your organization. They have a sense of accountability. I would like to quote here the words of Ralph Nader, who was an American attorney and activist. The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Next is hire people who believe in your vision. It is very important that you hire people who believe and resonate with your vision, not the people who are only looking for paycheck. When people are driven by a vision, they contribute more and go extra mile to get the results. You don't need to tell them when to do, how to do things. They are motivated to work as this helps them to achieve their goals and in return to achieve the organization goals as well. So it is a win-win for both. They are willing to take what they are willing to do, whatever it takes. Here I would like to share words of George Patton, who was a US general, who said, never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do, and they will surprise you with their ingenuity. Next, upset your team's thinking. As a leader, it is vital to ensure that team doesn't begin to groupthink. Groupthink occurs when the desire for group consensus overrides people's common sense desire to present alternatives, critique a position, or express an unpopular opinion. Here, the desire for group cohesion effectively drives out good decision-making and problem-solving. Here are some insights that your team might be suffering from. These are the signs that you can make out that your team is suffering from groupthink. Number one, they don't consider the full range of alternatives available to them when assessing an issue. Once they have chosen a possible solution, they don't examine it thoroughly to test its strengths and weaknesses. If they rejected an alternative once, they won't reconsider it in the light of the new information. They would say, we have tried it before and it didn't work. They don't objectively research options. They might only collect evidence that reflects their biased choice. And they never consider contingency plans. Leaders can help their team to overcome groupthink, and I would like to share some of the ways how they can do that. Number one, make the team aware of what groupthink is. The first step is to make the team aware. Many people hate to think that they might be doing group thinking. Number two, use a rotation chair to lead the meetings. Leaders don't need to chair the meeting always themselves. They can have others take turns to chair. It changes the dynamics and shifts the emphasis of power in the team. Consider the outside view. If there is someone who has an external view on what is being discussed, it would be great to invite them in to make a challenging presentation to the team. Don't let the team know your viewpoint. See, seek others' viewpoint before sharing what you think on a scenario. Withhold your views and see what others really believe and have to offer. Sharing leaders' viewpoint earlier can channel the team's thinking in the same direction and can restrict new ideas. And the last, play devil's advocate. Either leader can do this or invite someone to take on the role. Challenge their ideas and wisdoms received. Ask people to justify their thinking. Argue against the points from different angles. The next one, hire for culture, train for skills instead of hire for attitude, train for skills. Hire for attitude, train for skills has been repeated, reprinted, and retweeted so many times that we almost accept this as a universal truth. You might come across people who have great attitude during the hiring process, but they do not fit in your culture. Attitudes can be faked. Some studies have shown that people consistently score higher in positive attributes when they think they're applying for a job than when they otherwise are simply instructed to answer truthfully. You need to be very clear about your organization's culture and be very open with any potential hire and tell them upfront, this is your culture. This is how things work in your organization. This is how you do things. This is how you operate. I would like to share a study from Deloitte, which found that 94% of executives and 88% of employees believe a distinct work culture is an important component of the business success. If you don't address your culture in your hiring process, a candidate who isn't good fit may end up going through the entire process and being hired simply because neither party was aware of the mismatch. It keeps your current talent satisfied and working for you rather than going to a competition. A happy, healthy work environment drives job satisfaction and employee engagement, which is one of the main reasons why hiring for culture fit should be the integral part of the hiring strategy. Last but not the least, self-education. It begins with the leader. People follow leaders whom they consider role models, and to be a role model, lead by example. And first invest in their self-education and also encourage team members to invest in their education. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in this world. Self-education is the best investment, and when your team invests in their development, they tend to take the organization to completely different levels with amazing results. So developing a culture of constant learning is a must for growing organization, because once you stop learning, you stop growing. When you have a team who is driven by your vision and culture, they invest in themselves and continue to learn and grow. This way, they add more and more value to the organization. If the team has culture of self-education, they talk about what books they are reading and suggest other team members to read. They talk about what courses they are investing into, and they suggest others to go for it. They attend events, seminars, webinars to understand what is going on in the industry and equip themselves better for changes. Teams do brainstormings to come up with new ideas and find solutions to a problem. Of course, investing in self-education doesn't come without a cost, and people have to spend a huge amount of money to learn and develop. But I have learned one great lesson that I want to share with you. Don't be cheap on the way to greatness. Don't be cheap on the way to greatness. Another way to develop and follow in the team is each one teach one. They don't just learn new skills, they also share those learnings within and across teams so that others can also become more equipped. Set out sometimes weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, whatever suits your team, for cross-training or sharing what's going on in the department and teach others. This would be a great value add, and everyone will grow together and acquire multiple skills under one roof. Teams are the backbone of the organization, but it is not only the responsibility of a leader, but every team member also must take responsibility for their part, as well as for the functioning of the whole team to set up a high-performing team. I would like to conclude with a quote from Henry Ford. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, Akash and ABCD International Family and Bhabha International Publication for giving this opportunity. And also want to congratulate to all the speakers for sharing beautiful insights on the topic on the summit today. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the wonderful sharing. Actually, बहुत short और बहुत sweetly आपने share किया. Culture is very much important in any organization. और आपका जो experience है Fortune 500 का, of course, it's a great for us, all of us. तो ABCD का भी जो कल्चर है ग्रोविंग टुगेदर, हम हमेशा बोलते हैं, सभी लोग ABCD में ये बोलते हैं कि ग्रोविंग टुगेदर, और इसीलिए ये प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट किया गया था. जो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर्स है, को टीम है, ये अलग अलग लोग एक साथ इसीलिए जुड़ते हैं कि हम सब लोग एक दूसरे को हेल्प करके आगे बढ़ सकते हैं और सबका ग्रोथ हो सकता है. सो लॉट्स ऑफ लर्निंग फॉर मी पर्सनली. ये सेशन से, समिट से, ये अलग अलग प्रोग्राम से होता है और साथ साथ में हम सब लोग बढ़ते हैं. सो थैंक यू ममता मैम ऑल्सो. सो ममता मैम जो अपने इवेंट हेड है, आज वो टैक्सी में ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं फिर भी अपने साथ है. इट्स वो जो डेडिकेशन होता है, वो एक जो देने का भाव होता है, इट्स वांट टू मतलब वैल्यू एडिशन करने की जो उनका ये है, मेंटर करते रहते हैं हमेशा. तो वो सब दिखता है लाइव एग्जांपल से. लोग पर्सनली जब कनेक्ट होते हैं, आप है, आपका एग्जांपल था सर, और एक यहाँ पे शायद आज जुड़े नहीं है वो मैम थे, आज लीना मैम थे. जो लोग मतलब उनको कुछ देना है, सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ करना है, और ऐसे ही लोग हैं जो उन सभी की वजह से हम सब लोग कितने सारे इनिशिएटिव ले पाते हैं. तो ये साल में बहुत कुछ है, बहुत कुछ सपोर्ट लगने वाला है सबका, और इसी के साथ हम सब लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे. और ऑफ कोर्स ये जो टाइम है, हम अपने इवेंट हेड को यहाँ पे इनवाइट करेंगे, अपने मेंटर को इनवाइट करेंगे. सो वेलकम ममता मैम. अगर आप कुछ शेयर करना चाहते हैं तो ऑफ कोर्स शेयर कर सकते हैं, फिर हम सबको इनवाइट करते हैं.
आज बहुत अच्छा लगा. आई हर्ड ईच एंड एवरी स्पीकर और काफी एनलाइटनमेंट मिला है. और आप लोगों को भी हार्वर्ड इंटरनेशनल के जो वेरियस वेंचर्स हैं वो सुन के अच्छा लगा होगा. वी रिक्वेस्ट योर पार्टिसिपेशन इन एंड आइडियाज एंड व्यूज इन ऑल ऑफ देम. मैं आज इलाहाबाद से बनारस के रास्ते पे हूँ. आई एम इन अ टैक्सी बट आई हैव अटेंडेड द एंटायर सेशन एंड इट वाज रियली एनलाइटनिंग. बहुत ही अच्छा रहा. एक बात जो मैंने कल कही थी वो मैं आज भी कहूंगी. जो हमारा कॉन्क्रीट एक कंक्लूजन निकलता है हर चीज में, मैं देखती हूँ, तो चाहे वो बिजनेस हो, चाहे वो कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड हो, चाहे वो बैंकिंग हो, चाहे कोई सा भी वेंचर हो, अगर उसमें हम ह्यूमन वैल्यूज को वैल्यू देना शुरू करते हैं तो इट बिकम्स मोर फॉर ह्यूमन. सो ह्यूमन वैल्यूज के मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट रोल in every aspect which is useful for human beings. And with these words, I congratulate all of you for being a part of this particular venture. Thank you all and see you tomorrow again.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And if anyone, सभी को मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, लास्ट जो लोग जो भी पार्टिसिपेंट, रेखा मैम है, राधिका मैम है, प्लीज अपना वीडियो स्टार्ट कीजिए 1-2 सेकेंड के लिए, ताकि हम एक वीडियो, एक मेमोरी कैप्चर कर पाए. और फिर किसी को कुछ शेयर करना है, ऑफ कोर्स वो शेयर भी कर सकते हैं. Anyone wants to share anything? You can share. आप अपने समिट के बारे में शेयर कर सकते हैं, आपको कैसा लगा वो शेयर कर सकते हैं. इन्हीं पर्टिकुलर स्पीकर का कुछ थॉट
मैं कुछ शेयर करना चाहती हूँ आकाश जी, इफ आई एम ऑडिबल. मैं देखिए कैसा है ना कि बीइंग इन कॉर्पोरेट, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, being in corporate, we have very limited time, we have limited resources, limited access to outside the world, because कंपनी इतना बाउंड करके रखती है कि यू डोंट गेट टाइम टू इवन थिंक ऑफ योर समथिंग आउटसाइड द कॉर्पोरेट द एंड इट्स लाइक ये बात भी सही है, जैसे मैंने कल भी सीखी, आज भी देखी है, बहुत सारे स्पीकर्स ने बताया है कि आप लीडर हैं, आप कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, आप सिखाते हैं, आप पढ़ाते हैं, टीम को डेवलप करते हैं, बिजनेस के कॉमन गोल्स में आप जो है इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, पर कहीं ना कहीं आप खुद को भूल जाते हैं, खुद की लर्निंग को भूल जाते हैं, आपकी लर्निंग लिमिटेड हो जाती है, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ दैट टाइम फ्रेम विच यू हैव। आपका टाइम कम्यूटिंग टाइम चला जाता है, आने में, जाने में, लोगों को सिखाने में, हर एक की किसी की छोटी छोटी प्रॉब्लम्स भी बहुत बड़ी होती है, तो यू नीड टू रिजॉल्व एवरीथिंग ऑन पर्टिकुलर टाइम। तो इन सब में एक चीज़ है जो हम मिस कर देते हैं, वो है हम खुद को मिस कर देते हैं। यहाँ पर जब मैंने सबको सुना तो बहुत सारे इंसाइट्स मिले, बहुत अच्छा लगा। एंड ऐसे समिट्स होने चाहिए हमारे जैसे कॉर्पोरेट वाले लोगों के लिए, तो ये बहुत ही इनोवेटिव है, बिकॉज भले ही हमारे अंदर कितनी भी क्वालिटीज़ हो, बट बहुत लिमिटेड होती है। जैसे आई डोंट इवन नो टू प्रिपेयर अ presentation, honestly speaking, because I always get it from the marketing team or other team. I just need to present it well, and it is also being presented on screen by somebody else. So for me, today's learning was to prepare a PPT and to present it. I don't know I've presented how I presented. I will check this later, but I've tried and given taken that initiative and taken that challenge that I have to do it, because that is important. I need to know these skills as well. छोटी हो सकती है बट बहुत important है, बेसिक्स है। सो एंड सेकेंड थिंग अबाउट दिस समिट, यस, मुझे ये टॉपिक्स बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, बिजनेस लीडरशिप, टीम बिल्डिंग, पीपल मैनेजमेंट, बिकॉज ये ह्यूमन कोर वैल्यू है। जैसे ममता मैम ने बताया, ह्यूमन कोर वैल्यूज हैं, ह्यूमन की क्वालिटीज हैं जो हमें बचपन से सिखाई जाती हैं, हमारे घरों में भी सिखाई जाती है। that you need to trust, you need to respect people, you need to coordinate well, you need to be a good listener। बचपन से सिखाया जाता है, बड़ों को सुनो, बड़ों को सुनो, समझो, सुनो, समझो, सुनो, समझो, दिस समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें जो हमसे हमेशा से जुड़ी है और वो ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म पे एक्सप्लोर होती है इन अ वेरी गुड लेवल। और कमलेश जी, आपने, कमलेश्वर सर, आपने जो पीपीटी प्रेजेंट किया, बहुत ही थोड़ा थोड़ा लिखा हुआ था, लेकिन बहुत वैल्यूबल था, उसमें बहुत कुछ था, which you have explained it well. I really loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
जैसे रियली कमलेश्वर सर, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा था, और मैम आपने भी बहुत अच्छे से किया। कुछ ऐसा बुरा, मतलब उसके ऐसा कुछ फील मत कीजिए। इट वाज ऑसम। हम लोगों को, सबको शायद अच्छा लगा, बाकी लोगों को भी अच्छा लगा होगा, मुझे तो पर्सनली अच्छा लगा।
थैंक यू सो मच। नहीं, ऑनेस्टली जब मैं प्रेजेंट कर रही थी तो मैंने ये नहीं सोचा कि वो अच्छा है या बुरा है, क्योंकि मुझे पता था कि मैंने क्या लिखा है, मुझे बस बोलना था। आई डिडंट इवन गिव अ थॉट, बट देन बाद में जब कमलेश्वर सर का प्रेजेंटेशन देखा तो आई रियलाइज कि ओह, शायद मैंने कुछ मिस्टेक तो नहीं कर दी। सो दिस वाज द थॉट, बट इट्स ओके। हम सीखते हैं, इसी तरह सीखते हैं। दैट्स अ लर्निंग प्रोसेस एंड वी हैव टू टेक इट पॉजिटिवली।
यस, डेफिनेटली।
शबीना मैम, आपने बोला तो हमें पता चला, वरना तो प्रेजेंटेशन देख के तो हमें पता नहीं चल रहा था ऐसा कुछ ग्लिच है। You presented so well all the insights that you shared about leadership. Wonderful. We could resonate.
Thank you so much, sir.
That is the beauty of this particular platform. We all learn from each other. In every section, we learn from each other. And that credit again goes to Mr. Akash Babar.
No, मैं क्रेडिट हमेशा लेता नहीं हूँ। क्रेडिट टू ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ यू ऑल, ये सब कुछ पॉसिबल होता है। आई एम जस्ट मीडियम में समझता हूँ, और वही उसी के साथ हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। हेलो।
Technical glitches. That's the beauty of having meetings or sessions on the virtual platform. Sometimes we
Virtual
keep getting
platforms,
these
that's right. We are being
glitches.
used to it now,
Yes.
post-COVID.
Doesn't seem like हाँ चलो ये तो चलता रहता है. It's like
Very normal.
common thing.
Common, yes.
से ना बड़े-बड़े meetings
Remember
में
the
ऐसे
days
छोटे-छोटे
when we
glitches.
started with these online platforms, and oh God, just like even for a second when we were facing these troubles, na, it was so difficult to handle. And now it's like, okay, fine, ho jayega. Some network issues.
Absolutely. Sitting at one place, staring at screen. There were a lot of issues we were facing. सर दर्द हो रहा है, कभी एक ही जगह बैठना है, ये नहीं करना है, वो नहीं करना है. Starting was like, what the hell is happening? And now it's like it's much comfortable. Offline से online ज़्यादा better रहता है, because you are at your comfortable place to say or to present it well accordingly. ऑफलाइन में तो फिर बहुत सारी चीजें होती है, जैसे कि हमने कमलेश्वर सर की एक फोटो देखी, तो ही इज अ TEDx स्पीकर. आई विल डेफिनेटली लिसन टू योर वीडियोस. आई विल जस्ट चेक एंड आई लव हियरिंग यू, कमलेश्वर जी.
Kamleshwar sir, do share the things in the group itself so that we can also get benefited.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
In fact, my TEDx talk was done in late January only. So the video is still to be out. So I'm still waiting.
So do you train people also regarding this? Like how to be a good speaker means a TEDx talk means what is the first step to be taken? Because I am an educator, so I feel like we should actually motivate the children also to come forward. We know so many students when they pass out the class 12. So we think that we should give them at least a way out, how to become.
Definitely. In fact, we can connect because there is a process. I took guidance from my mentors who helped me to get through
That is
those.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
Even my daughter is actually, she's a good speaker. So sometimes she also feels like, Mama, I want to do it. So I felt like if you are a TEDx speaker, we can actually connect together and
Definitely. We can.
You can assist the community, sir. We need your support.
For sure. In fact, when I presented, there was one girl who was just 14 years of age, and she gave her talk on the TEDx platform along with me in Mumbai. So yeah, people from varied backgrounds, age, and they come.
So the next
share
would
ideas.
be 15 years, sir. Next would be 15 coming in. Like daughter is 15, so she wants to be the speaker at least somewhere. Although in school she's okay with everything. She's a winner. Like recently she had a competition in St. Xavier's College, Nevta. So she competed with the college students and she was the first prize holder. So she feels like I have something in me, so I should come up. So after listening you, I felt like I should talk.
Definitely.
And
keep exploring.
God was graceful that network glitches and we could communicate.
Yeah, that's what
whatever
I do.
We need, it's universe, it's law of attraction, universe gives you. तो जो चाहिए वो है, everything is present.
मांग के तो देखिए.
Exactly.
Even I have my organization, sir.
Okay.
In the name of my daughter itself, like we build up skills in the students. Women and women empowerment we are working for. Although we recently inaugurated in February 2021.
Oh, so great. I have recently started my journey as well of started to sharing motivational videos, quotes, and then helping coach people as well. I started doing some of the webinars. And so I also work full time in an organization still.
Okay.
So I'm doing that side besides my job.
Okay, it would be great connecting with you. Sir is not yet joining. I don't know whether we should leave or we should keep on continuing talking like this.
I was just hoping that Akaji might join and it gives us a chance to interact.
I'm too waiting for, because Mamta ma'am and everybody else left. So we feel like rather than leaving, we should. Has he texted somewhere in the group? I don't know if it would have been.
Sure. So just check.
We can
He
check it
just
out if
text as a network issue at my end, but then I don't know what needs to be done.
we can just ask him whether he's joining back or we should leave the meeting. We can just, because we are still in. Radhika ma'am is
Let me
also
check
there
it.
today. Shabina ma'am, you are from?
I'm Mumbai. I work for India Infoline Finance Limited.
Okay.
And so it's all about loans, finances. This is what I deal. And
Okay.
it's like I am dealing with B2B segment, digital aggregators. That's a new segment which is open post-COVID. So I'm managing that pan-India. So we have large aggregators who are sourcing for our non-banking financial corporation. It's a big
Okay.
institute of more than 3.5 lakh employees working here and spread across pan-India. And you might have seen IIFL Gold Loans, IIFL Gold Loans.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
the
yes.
same organization. So Gold Loan is also a part of an asset team, whereas there are various products available. So I'm managing unsecured lending, like personal loan and business loan segment.
Okay. So you two are giving the training regarding the same as you had come forward and joined this. So is there
Yeah.
any specific training given to the those who are not having unemployed, I would say, youth or whatever? So are we providing any training?
So, as I'm also a social activist, what I do is I join group of peoples or previously I used to visit in slums and जहाँ पर वो जो लोग होते हैं जो ड्रॉप आउट्स हैं उनको पढ़ाकर किस तरह से आगे उनका डिग्री करना and basic personality development training, how to be more presentable, how to talk to people, some notes, some standard statements, कैसे बोलना है, the tone variations. This is all I used to teach. Professional तो वो सिर्फ internally होता है. So I teach various groups and teams of partners. मुझे वहाँ
Okay.
ऑनलाइन दोनों उनको ट्रेनिंग देनी होती है. उसमें just to understand well the product, डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पे कहाँ पे कुछ ग्लिच हो रहा है, about bureau credit bureau history, कैसे read करना है, why it is important, how it is important, bank statement, banking health. So these are basic parameters which one needs to understand. This is not part of product, but if you don't understand the basic, it's very very difficult for you to understand why there is no eligibility or why there is an eligibility.
Okay.
This is what I teach the team कि आपको बेसिक कैसे ध्यान में रखना है, क्या चीज इंपॉर्टेंट होती है और क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट होती है.
Okay. Even that is beneficial. At least they'll get the guidance ki how to start with.
Absolutely. And actually the objective is कि हमें जो इश्यूज आते हैं ना, लोग पैनिक होके बोलते हैं ये नहीं हो रहा है वो नहीं हो रहा है, उसको कम करने के लिए ये ट्रेनिंग्स देते हैं हम.
Okay. Even when today we were having the meeting, as I told you, we too have a group. So we were having meet and greet. There also they were talking about how to become self-sufficient and
Yes.
why to depend only on the male. Being a female, why to be dependent? Means why can't you take your financial decisions? So this was a mudda to be discussed today. Around 50 people were there. We were discussing this only.
And even we teach यहाँ पर we have taken an initiative जहाँ पे हम group loans कराते हैं females का जो पढ़े लिखे नहीं होते या कम पढ़े लिखे या हाउस वाइफ है, they want to start some business, उनके छोटे छोटे group loans करा के उनको disburse करा के और self dependent बनाने का थोड़ा सा initiative लेते हैं. However, I'm not saying that it is 100% successful because जब आप एक वुमन की बात करते हैं तो शी इज मोर इनटू हर फैमिली.
Yes, of course.
On herself. तो वो थॉट प्रोसेस चेंज भी नहीं करना है बट समवेयर चेंज भी करना है टू बिकम इंडिपेंडेंट, कि आप अपने लिए खुद कर सके. तो इट्स अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क बट आई जस्ट गिव अ ट्राई.
We should give. We were even trying to tell them be self-sufficient, be self-reliant, but somebody was like, no, ma'am, husband, he takes decision of these financial literacy, what we will do. And it was so difficult to tell them ki bhai, 2,000 per month, if you start investing somewhere, so at least anywhere, at least you'll have it of your personal, but it is really, again, family comes first. So
absolutely, you teach investment and we teach earnings. How you can make earnings, in what way?
That actually I am not into it. Was a part of that discussion. Max Life Insurance, people were there, around 7 ladies were there who were talking about this only, Max Life Insurance, and we were like listening. So it was really very difficult to convince that at least you can let yourself financially train.
Absolutely.
I think sir is not joining. Shall we end the meeting here?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
Are you joining back? Acha, kya likha hai? No, ma'am. Okay, he's not joining.
Okay. Then
Okay.
All right. We had a great communication. Thank you so much.
We'll connect soon.
Thank you.
So
Bye-bye.
much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Yeah,
you too.